to the season. A very Merry Christmas for all you guys at the JB Clark YouTube channel, and our first and our penultimate game of live match of 2018, our live commentary offering of 2018, comes from Anfield in a game that affects not just the title race, but as well as the top four. And it's a big game, a game with masses of history again about it. Liverpool versus Arsenal. What a game it promises to be. And I've got the team news very quickly. We will go on to the in a second. We'll give you the team news in just a second, but let's have a look at the other results. Wolves have won big stories today. Cardiff winning at Leicester City, and they go 4 points clear of third from bottom Burnley, who feature in our final match of the year tomorrow against West Ham. Bad news for Burnley and our supporters. Also, Wolves shocked Spurs, and now Spurs, sneaked into the title race now, have got to be asked serious questions. Can they sustain a serious title push? Everton, who were fantastic, emphatic winners at Turf Moor 3 days ago, well, they've been beaten by a goal to nil against Brighton. They've been beaten at the Amex, and that is not turning out to be a good day for them, considering that they put 5 past a very beleaguered Burnley the other day. Before we go into the classified, this is the team news for today. Well, I will give you a reminder before the start. This is the Liverpool side. Alisson, Alexander-Arnold, Lovren, Van Dijk and Robertson. They're across the back. Then it's Ronaldo, Fabinho and Shaqiri, the front three, or the midfield trio. And then that fearsome trio up front, Firmino, Mane and Mo Salah, back in amongst the goals very recently. On the bench, Nathaniel Klein, Naby Keita, Jordan Henderson, Adam Lallana, Simon Mignolet and Divock Origi. Arsenal line up with Leno in goal, Lichtsteiner, Socrates, Mustafi and Maitland-Niles, we believe, across the back. Torreira, Xhaka and Koscielniak across the middle of the park. Well, it might be a midfield 5, so Ramsey and Iwobi will complete that, and Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang up front. On the bench, no place in the side for Mesut Ozil. Petr Cech is the substitute keeper, and then it's Elneny, Koscielny, Alexander Lacazette, Guendouzi, Willock and Saka. The referee is Michael Oliver from County Durham, but we'll get back to that in just a second, because we, as ever on Saturday afternoons, we have to check the full classified scores. So let's bring you up to date with all the scores from all the games early today. Starting, of course, with the Premier League. Brighton and Hove Albion 1, Everton 0, Fulham 1, Huddersfield 0, Leicester 0, Cardiff City 1. Liverpool Arsenal kick off at 5:30. Tottenham Hotspur 1, Wolverhampton Wanderers 3, and Watford 1, Newcastle United 1. Championship now. Birmingham 0, Brentford 0, Bolton 0, Stoke City 0, Bristol City 1, Rotherham United 0, Leeds United 0, Hull City 2, Middlesbrough 2, Ipswich 0, Millwall 1, Nottingham Forest 2, Norwich City 3, Derby County 2 is currently in progress. Preston North End 1, Aston Villa 1, QPR 0, Reading 0, Sheffield United 3, Blackburn Rovers 0, Swansea City 2, Wigan 2, and West Bromwich Albion 1, Sheffield Wednesday 1. League 1, Accrington Stanley 0, Peterborough 4, Wimbledon 0, Blackpool 0, Barnsley 2, Charlton 1, that's currently in progress. Burton 1, Plymouth 1, Coventry 1, Southend 0, Fleetwood Town 2, Portsmouth 5, Gillingham 1, Doncaster 3, Oxford 0, Bristol Rovers 2, Rochdale 0, Bradford City 4, Scunthorpe 1, Wycombe Wanderers 0, that's still in progress. Sunderland 1, Shrewsbury 1, and Walsall 2, Luton Town 2. Skybet League 2 now. Cambridge 1, Lincoln City 2, Carlisle 2, Macclesfield 1, Cheltenham 2, Forest Green Rovers 2, Colchester 0, Morecambe 0, Crewe 1, Stevenage 0, Exeter City 1, Grimsby 2, Mansfield Town 0, Swindon Town 0, Newport County 0, Crawley Town 0, Northampton 2, MK Dons 2, Notts County 0, Bury 0, Port Vale 1, Oldham Athletic 4, and Tranmere Rovers 0, Yeovil Town 0. Into the Vanarama National League, Barrow 3, Salford City 2, Boreham Wood 0, Maidstone 1, Chesterfield 1, Hartlepool 1, Dagenham and Redbridge 0, Barnet 1, Dover 0, Leyton Orient 0, Ebbsfleet 3, Eastleigh 0, Gateshead 1, Halifax 1, Harrogate 1, AFC Fylde 2, Havant Waterlooville 0, Bromley 3, Maidenhead 0, Braintree 1, Sutton United 2, Aldershot 1, and Wrexham 1, Solihull-Moors 0. Into Scotland we go with the Ladbrokes Premiership. Dundee 0, St Johnstone 2, Hamilton Academical 1, Motherwell 2, Hibernian and Hearts, that's an evening kick-off, Kilmarnock 2, St Mirren 1, Livingston 1, Aberdeen 2, and Rangers 1, Celtic 0. Into the Ladbrokes Championship, Alloa 2, Dundee United 1, Falkirk 2, Dunfermline 4, Partick Thistle 1, Greenock Morton 2, Queen of the South 1, Ayr United 1, and Ross County 2, Inverness Caledonian Thistle 1. Ladbrokes League 1, Airdrie 3, Stranraer 0, Forfar 2, Brechin 0, Montrose 1, Arbroath 1, Raith Rovers 1, East Fife 2, and Stenhousemuir 2, Dumbarton 2. Ladbrokes League 2, Albion 1, Annan 1, Berwick Rangers 2, Edinburgh City 2, Clyde 2, Queen's Park 0, Elgin City 0, Peterhead 3, and Stirling Albion 2, Cowden Beef 1. JD Welsh Premier League, just the one game, Carnarvon Town 3, Llandudno 3. And finally the Danske Bank Premiership, Ballymena 3, Newry 1, Cliftonville 0, Linfield 2, Dungannon Swifts 0, Ards 3, Glenavon 3, The Institute 3, Glentoran 0, Crusaders 1, and finally Warren Point Town 0, Coleraine 1. And the late results, Norwich 3, Derby County 2, that's still going on, and Barnsley 2, Charlton 1, and Scunthorpe United 1, Wickham 0 are all both results. So let's see how that affects things at the top of the Premier League tonight. Liverpool, no change, 6 points clear of Spurs. Man City, of course, play tomorrow, so too do Chelsea. Arsenal in 5th place take on the league leaders tonight. Man United in 6th. Wolves now up to 7th with that brilliant win at Wembley today. Leicester and Watford and Everton complete the rest. Fulham won at Huddersfield, so Burnley now have been dumped into big trouble now. Into 19th place, not looking good for the Clarets, Huddersfield and as well. Leeds still top, but obviously Norwich are still playing, but they could certainly move level on points if they hold on to that win. West Brom, Sheffield United, Middlesbrough and Derby complete the top 6. At the wrong end of the table, it's a real power struggle at the bottom. The bottom 4 separated by goal difference. Ipswich still propping up the rest though with 15 points. Portsmouth and Luton running away with it at the moment in the top 2 places. Then comes Sunderland, Barnsley, Peterborough and Charlton with Doncaster and Blackpool on their coattails. At the wrong end of the table, it's a very tight call at the moment. The bottom 6 places separated by 6 points. Lincoln and MK Dons and Mansfield still leading the way at the top of League 2. Colchester, Bury, Forest Green and Exeter in the playoffs. Macclesfield still in touch, so too in Notts County, but Cambridge have a 3-point lead over the bottom half of the table, so that could well be a tough one. And what about that in the Scottish Premier League? Just quickly before we concentrate on tonight's big game, Celtic and Rangers, they played in that Old Firm match earlier today, and Rangers won it with a goal from Jack in the first half, and that's Brendan Rodgers' first defeat in an Old Firm match in 13 games. So Celtic still top on goal difference from Rangers, but they both significantly have 42 points, and also it's also played right into Kilmarnock's hands. They're a point behind now on 41, so there's a 3-way battle now for the Scottish Premier League title. Aberdeen are in 4th with 39 points, so too St Johnstone are further 5 points behind in 5th place. Then come Hearts a point further back. Livingston and Hibernian. I'm pretty surprised with Hibernian at the moment. They're down in 8th place, but they're going to be well clear of relegation. Still very tight at the bottom between the 3 bottom sides. Hamilton Academicals just still out there, 2 points ahead of St Mirren in that relegation playoff spot. They have 12 points. Dundee still propping up the rest. So Dundee 4 points from safety, but it's getting very tight now at the top and the bottom of the Scottish Premier League. So that brings you up to date with all the scores around the country, and now we concentrate on the big game now with less than 15 minutes to go, the kick-off. What a game it promises to be. We'll try and get some pre-match thoughts of everybody here, but it's going to be a real thrilling game here at Anfield, and I cannot wait to bring you this live. And I just want to wish everybody, I hope you all I just want to wish everybody at this point, I want to wish everybody a very Merry Christmas for the other day, and we all hope you have a very happy and prosperous 2019. Chaz has been on. Remember, you can message me, because we got the chat and play tonight, and we will have for our big game at Turf Moor tomorrow. Score prediction for tomorrow, I don't know. We can't. I mean, if you're talking about Burnley, I think this is going to be a big game now. I mean, with Fulham winning and with Cardiff winning, the pressure's on us now to perform. I mean, I'll be amazed if we sink any lower than what we did on Boxing Day. It was a tragedy to watch, really. So you know, we're in the bottom 3 for a reason. We're second from bottom tonight. I'd like to think we can win the game. It just depends on how much the players want it, because quite clearly against Everton the other day, they didn't really want it enough. But Anfield is buzzing for the game. Mo Salah is in the side. There's no place for Mesut Ozil, incidentally, in amongst the 18. 12 goals this season for Mo Salah. He really looks the business, and he's back to his goal scoring best in the Premier League now, as we now are halfway through the season. But Liverpool, for me, have been the team to beat. They've only conceded, I think, about 8 goals this season. I mean, Jurgen Klopp has done wonders in the transfer market. I mean, he did well in January last year. He paid a lot of money for Virgil van Dijk. A lot of people said it was a risk paying all that money, but the investment, the 80-odd million pounds he cost, has been a fantastic gamble, and it's paid off big time, because it's improved the defence, it's improved the back four no end, and they needed to address the goalkeeping issues, because Mignolet or Karius didn't really cover themselves in glory. But the signing of Alisson Becker from Roma has been a revelation, and Jurgen Klopp has been fantastic. We've covered Liverpool a few times, and they have been brilliant. They've been brilliant in Europe. They've been brilliant in the Premier League. They've not lost a game this season in the league. Their only defeat in domestic competition came in the League Cup at home to Chelsea, when Hazard took on half the Liverpool team and scored a blockbuster into the top corner of the net. But apart from that, they haven't really been looking like losing. They look a fantastic team. They have a fantastic manager who's got real character, real belief, and real sentiment about them. And Arsenal, I think, will find it very, very tough. I know a few people have said, Arsenal fans have said, we want to end this unbeaten record. Yes, they can harp on about the 49 games they had, but this Liverpool team are really special, and they certainly deserve to be talked about in the same bracket as that 2004 Arsenal side who went the whole season unbeaten. Arsenal, as I say, no Mesut Ozil, who was probably back to his best when they played my team Burnley the other day, although they were a little bit lucky to win on certain refereeing decisions, but I'm not going to harp on about that. No, Lacazette on the bench. I thought they might have gone a little bit daring. It looks as if they may well go to 2. I thought they might actually go to 2 up front, but they're going to go with 1. I think they're going to try and be a little bit defensively. Anfield is pretty mild at Anfield tonight. It really is. Fantastic occasion. It's going to be something absolutely special, this game. And Liverpool's next two games really could be the deciding catalyst on whether they will win their first league title since 1990. They've had to wait nearly 29 years for this. Is it going to be their year 29 years on? The last Liverpool captain to lift a league title was Alan Hansen back in 1990. They had the likes of John Barnes, Ian Rush, John Aldridge, Bruce Grobbelaar and all that in their side. There's been several Liverpool captains who have tried. Ian Rush, Jamie Redknapp, Stephen Gerrard, Sammy Hippier. They've all tried to win the league in the past, but have never managed to win it. Will it be Liverpool's year? Chaz, what's my favourite game show? Well, we're going a bit off topic. Bullseye, to give you the to give you that the great Jim Bowen no longer with us, and all that, but it's a football that we're talking about here. And Arsenal start the day in 5th place with 38 points, so they only need 2 points essentially to stay in the Premier League, which is practically small beer compared to what's on offer here today. But Anfield, less than 10 minutes from kick-off, is ram jam packed. There's not an empty seat in the house. The Cop, as welcome as ever. We've got about less than 7.5 minutes to the game kicking off, and what a game it's going to promise to be. I want all your predictions, folks. If you're listening to the game tonight, drop us a message. Score predictions for tonight, please, and we'll read them out to you all live. And this game coming to you live from Anfield. And Arsenal, no Mesut Ozil. That was a bit of a surprise. I did expect him to start, but this really is going to be a real tough encounter. We're going to just take a couple minutes break, and then we'll be ready to bring you the full match, Liverpool against Arsenal, live from Anfield. Join us again in a minute. A warm welcome back to Arsenal. Liverpool, Arsenal's trip to Anfield. The teams are coming out, and no doubt You'll Never Walk Alone will be playing in the background. The team's coming out live here on the JB Clark YouTube channel, and Anfield is buzzing. A fantastic atmosphere, as it always is when Liverpool play at Anfield. It's one of those magical nights. The Kop is in full cry, the flags are out, and the Kop away to my right hand side. This really is going to be an unbelievable game here at Anfield today. Right, let's have a look at the two teams, shall we, for today's game as the two teams shake hands. Let's start with Liverpool with Alisson in goal, then a back four of Trent Alexander-Arnold, Dejan Lovren, Virgil van Dijk and Andrew Robertson. And then it's Ronaldo, Fabinho and Shaqiri in the midfield. Shaqiri really coming into some terrific form at the moment. He's scoring plenty of goals. And then a front three of Firmino, Mane and Salah up front. On the bench for Liverpool, Nathaniel Klein, Naby Keita, Jordan Henderson, Adam Lallana, Simon Mignolet and Divock Origi. Arsenal lineup as follows: Leno in goal, Steiner, Socrates, Salah and Maitland-Niles across the back. Back four, Torreira and Xhaka, the two holding midfielders. Then it's Kolasinac, Ramsey and Iwobi, the midfield trio. And then up front, Pierre Aubameyang. Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang. On the bench for Arsenal, Cech, Elneny, Koscielny, Lacazette, Guendouzi, Willock and Saka. The referee, Michael Oliver from County Durham. And we're all set to kick off. An atmosphere to really mark no other. I don't think we can wait too long for this. It's going to be a classic. It's going to be unbelievable. We're live from Anfield. And Anfield really that is rocking to the strains of You Never Walk Alone. Liverpool Arsenal, a clash that always seems to stir up the greatest of memories. Remember May '89 and Brian Moore's commentary. It's up for grabs when Michael Thomas went through to score for Arsenal. That's the sort of thing we're going to have here tonight. It's all set to kick off here big time here. And You Never Walk Alone playing to the strains of the kickoff. Less than 40 seconds to go before the start. And what a game it promises to be here now. As Arsenal are playing in the lighter blue, paler blue, Liverpool all in red. And the two managers there, Unai Emery and Jurgen Klopp, having a shake of their hands here. A terrific atmosphere inside Liverpool here. And we can't wait for this game to really kick off. Fantastic occasion, fantastic atmosphere. It should be an absolute crackaroony, this one. And what a game to set your post-Christmas blues. If you've got any leftover chocolate Logan Christmas pud, consume it now to the sounds of my voice as we bring you Arsenal against Liverpool from Anfield live here on the JB Clark YouTube channel. And what a game it promises to be in front of this fantastic capacity crowd here at Anfield. Chaz has been on. He predicts Liverpool 1, Arsenal 0. And I've got to be honest, I think this is going to be a really close game. Anything could happen, but we are live at Anfield. Liverpool to kick off, and what a game this really does promise to be. And Liverpool get us underway then in front of a big crowd here at Anfield. They're going to be attacking the Anfield Road end in the first half, and they're going to attack and Arsenal will attack the Kop end away to our right. And an early foul there on an Arsenal player, and a free kick to Arsenal. Remember, Liverpool unbeaten in the league this season, have not lost a game. They've only lost one game domestically, excluding Champions League, and that was to Chelsea in the in the Carabao Cup competition. They do have Man City coming up at the Etihad a week on Thursday. So that'll be interesting. And then, of course, then there's the small matter of the third round of the FA Cup as well. Liverpool drawn away on the Monday night against Wolverhampton Wanderers at Molineux, and Arsenal actually have to go to Blackpool on the Saturday. So they both got some tough away assignments in the third round in the FA Cup, and you'll be able to hear full match commentary on selected third round ties here on the JB Clark YouTube channel over that weekend, first weekend in January. Here's Mane now picking it up for Liverpool, winding in towards Salah. Firmino takes over. Chances here as they come towards the penalty area. The ball hooked away once more, and it comes to Robertson. Robertson now around the corner. Good football this from Liverpool. Robertson playing the cross in there, and it went across the face of that goal mouth. And just for one fleeting moment, I thought Liverpool might have gone in there to score. Andrew Robertson, another good cross down the left-hand side. Looks really good. Playing a lovely one too. Got the crossing first time, and it just needed one of the front three of Liverpool to gamble inside the penalty area, and Liverpool could have actually got a dream start there. Referee, incidentally, Michael Oliver from County Durham. Refereed many a big game. Of course, his father Clive was a Football League referee for many years. And Leno Robert stupidly puts the ball out of play by the far side corner flag. And this is a really poor start from Arsenal. Leno has made a big mistake there. Unai Emery must be shaking his head in bewilderment. Liverpool, I think, are absolutely going to be up for this one today. There's no doubt about that. And their football looks fluid. These two games against Arsenal and Manchester City will really test their championship credentials as they bid to win their first top-flight championship since 1990. Alan Hansen was the last player to lift the title, the top-flight title for Liverpool, and it was the old Division 1 in those days. Yes, there was football pre-1992. Liverpool haven't won the top division for 29 years. And this really is the big one for them. These big games will make or break their season. Here's Lovren now for Liverpool, a team that only conceded something like 8 goals this season. And this is a really tough test of their credentials here at Anfield tonight. And ball back to Alisson Becker, who's made an absolute difference in the goalkeeping department after high-profile mistakes last season from Simon Mignolet, who's on the bench incidentally, and Loris Karius, who made those massive errors in the European final back in May. And I commentated that night and couldn't believe what I was seeing. And here is the long ball forward by Fabinho, trying to pick out Salah on the far side, but he can't be found, or Trent Alexander-Arnold rather. Fabinho's ball though was a good one. It just maybe had a little bit too much pace on it, a little bit too much width. It was a good ball, but it would have asked a lot of Usain Bolt, let alone Trent Alexander-Arnold there. Score predictions, if you wouldn't mind please, anyone that's on. Merry Christmas to you all. And our last penultimate match of 2018 live on this channel. It's been a very busy 2018 for this YouTube channel. The World Cup, a complete success. So many listeners, and Premier League so far. CW and Russ Burnham will be back in the new year when the FA Cup comes into being. As the ball played in now, a chance here for Arsenal inside the Liverpool penalty area, and in the end Aaron Ramsey could not turn the ball back across the face of the goal, and it's gone behind for a Liverpool goal kick. But Arsenal are just building a little bit there down the right. Lichtsteiner played the ball towards Ramsey, but Ramsey just couldn't hook the ball back to Aubameyang, who was waiting in the Liverpool 6-yard box. And in the end, no danger as Liverpool try to actually play their way out from the back rather than keep the ball clear. One of the top teams now like to play from the back, as Alisson now again plays it towards Fabinho, now number 3, and he sets up on another run. Robertson's on the left hand side. This is Mane. Mane turns away from his man, coming towards the penalty area, just to the left of the 6-yard box, tries to get the cross. He'll come here for Fabinho. Oh, and it's Firmino who hits the shot with his left foot just to the left hand side of the penalty area. Got a deflection, I think, of an Arsenal player, so it's a corner kick on the left hand side of Liverpool. But again, Good breaking here by Sadio Mane. Cross got a deflection and then the shot back in. I'm not sure whether I don't know if Salah touched it last. I thought it was a corner. Here's the ball in. Let's see if it hits the defender. It hits Kolasinac, but in the referee's interpretation, it's a goal kick. 54th meeting in the Premier League. Liverpool have won 19 of them, Arsenal 15, and there have been 19 draws. So it's their 54th meeting in Premier League history. But Liverpool have been better in terms of win ratios, but 19 draws, so they do tend to draw a lot, these two teams. But Liverpool have the upper hand in terms of wins over Arsenal. And here's Wijnaldum, number 5, down the left hand side. Wijnaldum checks back, plays it into the centre, to the edge of the area in fact, and it was Shaqiri there. Just his first touch wasn't the best, and the Arsenal were managing to clear that away, but Liverpool have possession. Fabinho in there very strongly there against Xhaka, and the ball played in there towards Mane, but Delano is there, and well, Mane was accusing, well, Michael Oliver's got some work to do here. It's that man Socrates who arguably could have been sent off in the... No, it's not. It's Lichtsteiner. Mane's lashed out there actually against Lichtsteiner. I think he'll be very fortunate not to avoid a yellow card for that. I know the pressure's going to be very immense now on Liverpool now that they're top dogs at the moment, but I mean, look at that last 5 games. 1-1, 1-1. And Liverpool won 4-0 against Newcastle. On Boxing Day, Arsenal led against Brighton, but allowed Brighton back into the game at the Amex and gave Brighton a point. A deserved point, it has to be said. Brighton, they played really well in that game. As Liverpool now try to start another attack going. They won a 3 kick incidentally. This is Virgil van Dijk, who has been an absolute colossus since coming to the club. Big fee he came to Anfield from Southampton for, but the fee hasn't weighed him down as a lot of people thought it might, but it's been amazing really to see how he's coped with all the pressure. Virgil van Dijk, he was a superb centre back, and we saw that in his days in Scotland with Celtic, and Southampton have made an absolute fortune on him, and it looks as if they could well be in for something good second half of the season. Their new manager's had an instant effect, although West Ham won 2-1, and I think Burnley will be the opponents of Burnley on the Corbett's game live tomorrow afternoon. Kick-off for that 2:15, don't forget, and we'll be live from around about 5 to 2 tomorrow afternoon to bring you full live commentary from Turf Moor. But we're at Anfield tonight for the Saturday game live. Big game at the top of the Premier League. Arsenal looking to get into a Champions League place, outside the places at the moment, looking to end this unbeaten record of Liverpool's in the league. We've played 18 games, remember, this season, both sides. Liverpool yet to lose a game at all. They've got a 6-point gap on Tottenham, and lost today, you may recall, here at Wembley, 3-1 to Wolves, who are now really starting to come into their hot form again. They had a good start, Wolves, and then they had a bit of a bad patch, and now they come out that bad patch, and that is credit to Nuno's side that they've won so easily at Wembley today. But here's a chance now for Arsenal to break, and they've broken into the area. Good save at the near post from Alisson Becker. Iwobi got through on the left hand side, cut inside, got off a left footed shot, and then the goalkeeper at the near post was Fabinho there with a loose ball. Iwobi picked it up in the centre, then drifted to the left, had to drift past 2 Liverpool defenders, gets his shot in, and Alisson here, good safe goalkeeping. You won't expect a goalkeeper of Alisson's stature to get beaten at the near post. Knocks it out for a corner. Arsenal are taking the corner very, very short, and the ball into the area, and the ball went across, and well, it just needed a touch inside the area, and I think the offside flag will get up in any case. Aaron Ramsey a little bit annoyed about that, but 10 minutes gone, and Arsenal now starting to make a couple of genuine chances, and there were 2 of them in fact offside. Granit Xhaka, I think, was one of them, and maybe Socrates was the other one, I think. But Arsenal just giving a warning or two there to Liverpool. That's an interesting one there. But it's no score here at Anfield in the tea time kick-off on the Saturday game, live from Anfield. 5:30 kick-off. Liverpool top with 51 points ahead of Spurs and Manchester City. But here's a chance now across the face. A goal for Arsenal! A goal for Arsenal, I think. Yes, he's been given. And it's the number 15, Maitland-Niles, who's got it. Shock horror here at Liverpool. It's Liverpool now, Arsenal 1. And after all that earlier Liverpool dominance, Arsenal have come into their own and have scored themselves Ainsley Maitland-Niles. And Liverpool have conceded a goal, a rare goal, and Jurgen Klopp's team now, if they are going to be true champion credentials, they have to come from behind. It's Liverpool 0, Arsenal 1. Maitland-Niles streaming in at the right-hand post. Liverpool played a long ball. It was cut out by the Arsenal players. And then it was a wonderful break by Welby down the left-hand side. The cross was inch perfect. No doubt about Maitland-Niles being onside. A wonderful cross with the left foot of Welby. And in came Maitland-Niles with his right foot. Stabs it in. And they silenced the cop of the ground. And his famous Anfield ground. It's Liverpool 0, Arsenal 1, and Unai Emery, fist raised. This is a real blow for Liverpool. First goal this season for Maitland-Niles, and what a big goal that is. Liverpool 0, Arsenal 1. Liverpool have a throw a level with the Arsenal penalty area. They've got to step up the intensity a little bit more now. The men from Anfield trailing at Anfield. This is Lovren and halfway towards the right hand side. Now then, can they find something in abundance? Liverpool get a free kick, foul I think on Shaqiri. Now then, a big opportunity now. First ever goal for Arsenal, incidentally. The referees let them take it quickly, and here's Marnie to Robertson. Back to Marnie again, left hand side. Now the ball goes in field. Now Virgil van Dijk takes over on halfway, hits the ball out towards the right hand side. Header on by Alexander-Arnold, looking for Mo Salah. The ball will break to Alexander-Arnold again. Number 66 gets the throw in. Now we have a different ball game, a different complexion of things. Here's Fabinho, and he's giving it away. And here go Arsenal now with Ramsey through the centre. And here's Aubameyang. Aubameyang now towards the penalty area. Niles trying to play the ball in there. Maitland-Niles rather. And again, Aubameyang was offside. And the ball in fact went towards Alisson. He's having a good match so far, Ainsley Maitland-Niles. 1-0 to Arsenal. And that's a phrase that used to be a very regular occurrence in their days under George Graham. But here's Mo Salah into the penalty area. Might break to Firmino. Firmino with an empty goal. It's 1-1. The ball broke kindly. Mo Salah made the burst into the penalty area. There was a tackle coming in. Salah went down, but the ball broke kindly for Roberto Firmino. He had an easy tap in from 3 yards. The goalkeeper was out of his ground. He threw the ball away in disgust, out of his net. And Arsenal, having led for only 4 or 5 minutes, have been pegged back, and Anfield is alive again. Liverpool 1, Arsenal 1. And we've got a game on here. Mo Salah breaking through. Here he is now on the ball, edge of the area. Tackles came flying in there, and Arsenal got themselves into a bit of a tangle. Defensively, 2 players went for the same ball. It came off one another, and it came so invitingly for Roberto Firmino. The goalkeeper at that point was out of the equation. And Firmino from no more than 3 yards. That's as simple as the tap-ins, and Jurgen Klopp goes absolutely bonkers. Liverpool 1, Arsenal 1. It's a real thriller here in the tea time kick-off at Anfield. 5th goal of the season for Firmino in the league. And it's 1-1. 6 goals and 3 assists in his last 7 appearances against Arsenal. The man, Arsenal must be sick of the sight of him. And here he is now, midway inside the Arsenal half. Mane breaking a break to his right. And Firmino goes again. He scored again. 2 in a minute for Firmino. It's 2-1 to Liverpool. What a match this is turning out to be. 15 minutes only gone. And this game is absolute Is it turning into an absolute classic? Wow! It is an absolute thrill a minute. Spare a thought for Unai Emery, the Arsenal manager. His team look to be on to a real winner here today, but they've made some mistakes here. The ball given away rather stupidly, and then through the centre, Firmino went and won an accomplished finish past Leno and into the back of the Arsenal net. Right-footed drive, or left-footed drive rather. Took his time, had plenty of time to look at the options, and he found the right-hand corner of the net. Leno didn't stand a chance, and with only 16 minutes played, we've had 3 goals. And that's goal number 6 now for Firmino in the league this season. And what a crucial 5th and 6th goals of the season he's probably going to turn out to be. So Arsenal having led trail Liverpool now by 2 goals to 1. This really is a classic and a thriller. Just to remind you what happened in the Premier League today: Tottenham 1, Wolves 3, the standout score from that one. Brighton 1, Everton 0. So no big result for Everton on the troubles. Fulham have moved above Burnley with a win over Huddersfield. Cardiff have moved away annoyingly from the bottom 3. Watford and Newcastle played out a 1-1 draw. Cardiff won incidentally 1-0 against Leicester. So some real eye-opening results, and this is turning into just one of those. 17 minutes gone, and Arsenal are 2-1 down, having led up to 1 point to go to 0. Liverpool though showing the famous fighting spirit as Aubameyang goes on the chase. Out comes Alisson and noted out a play on the far side for a throw into Arsenal mid-lane side the Liverpool half. Arsenal trailing Liverpool at Anfield, but 2 goals to 1. What a game this is turning out to be here. Real big head-to-head clash, and Liverpool really have found their feet. Maybe that goal was probably the kick up the backside that Liverpool really did need, because it looked as if Arsenal, I have to say, they came striding forward and tried to, and came out and scored through Maitland-Niles, but Firmino has done really well. But here come Arsenal looking to hit back with a second one, and a good tackle inside the area. No penalty there. And Arsenal, in fact, there were not too many complaints there from Arsenal fans as they burst into the box. And 18 minutes have been played here, and Arsenal pick it up here through Xhaka, and now the ball out towards Iwobi on the far side here. Arsenal in the light blue, remember, Liverpool all in red. Cross was deflected, and it comes to Firmino. Firmino is now on a hat-trick. 18 minutes of the game gone. Liverpool 2, Arsenal 1. Maitland-Niles hitting the goal for Arsenal. He's first in senior football for the Gunners. But back came Liverpool within 3 minutes. Firmino with the equaliser, and then just a minute and a half later, Liverpool struck again. The ball played in again towards Maitland-Niles from Iwobi on the far side. But here's Marnie now down the near side for Liverpool. And it's a goal kick, in fact, to the men from Anfield. And, well, the crowd are buzzing now. This was Ramsey now. Was this a foul? No, Ronaldo gets the ball cleanly. Good tackle there on Ramsey. No penalty for me. And I thought that from where I was sitting. In fairness to Ramsey, he didn't appeal it that much, the Welshman, and fair play to him. It's not often you see players actually being honest in the game. Oh, well, please a certain Mr. Dyche, I'm sure. At what point in an interview tomorrow will he say the words diving and simulation and cheating? Well, we'll just have to see how that plays out, but we will be live from Turf Moor tomorrow. Big game on there. It looked like a handball against the Arsenal player, and indeed it was. Free kick to Liverpool, just 15 yards inside the Arsenal half on the right hand side, the far side as we look. Liverpool 2, Arsenal 1 in the Premier League. We've almost, in fact, precisely now have had 20 minutes. 20 minutes gone. So Chaz's prediction of a 1-0 Liverpool scoreline is dead in the water because we've had 3 goals in those 20 minutes. Maitland-Niles scoring first, and then 2 goals in a minute from Fabinho, turning the tide in favour of the home team. Liverpool now could potentially go 8 points clear. And here goes the ball forward, and I don't know what that comment means, but I don't. If it's nothing to do with the game, why have you put it up there? Here's Alisson with the kick. Liverpool lead 2-1. That finds Firmino, but Firmino loses out. Do I like Everton? Well, if you look at my rant on Burnley's poor endeavours the other night, you'll actually see that I make a very good point about Everton, how they deserve to win, and the brand of football that they're playing at the moment under Marco Silva. I do like Everton as a football team, but I'm also liking the way that Liverpool, their Merseyside neighbours, are playing at the moment. They are absolutely superb. 2-1 to Liverpool, offside against Arsenal. Aubameyang was the man caught offside. Unlike most of the players, I think Pickford's a very accomplished goalkeeper. I like Richarlison. I think he's a very good striker. I think he's at the right club. Seamus Coleman's been a very good performer for many years. So there are some very good players in that Everton side, and some promising youngsters too, like Tom Davis and one or two others. And I think Everton, if they can get the right players, Walcott's always a threat. He had a lot of turf war to play his natural game, and all that sort of thing. So there are plenty of good players in Everton. If Marco Silva can keep gelling them, they may just go on a really good cup run this year. Well, I hope so anyway, because they're a good little side, traditional football club with traditional values. So to Liverpool, traditional Anfield ground, very modernised, but still a good atmosphere. And here's Robertson picking it up on the left hand side, halfway through the first half, almost virtually now, and Mane's breaking into the penalty area. Mane shoots, and with his right foot on the left hand side, and it's straight into Leynold's hands, grabs it inside the 6-yard box, and Arsenal survive. But again, Liverpool proving their worth again. Mane really looking up for this tonight. I think if he'd have just had his time again, I think he might have tried to tempt the ball over to the far post where Mo Salah was waiting. Don't ring the police. I don't understand that comment. Please tell me why you've made that comment, football fan. Anyway, let's talk about tonight's match. It's a big game here on the channel, and it's... Oh, I've got autism. Don't worry. Don't worry. No one's going to do anything. You're only going to listen to the football here on the JB Claret YouTube channel, and I'm glad that we need to all highlight the fact that we need to highlight the fact. It's really nice that you've been honest and come out and said that. I'm sure Anne Hegarty, who's a terrific ambassador for the autistic people and all that, but just wait a moment. I like any team that plays good football, football fan. That's all I'll say. I just wish my beloved Burnley would play the same. And I just want to say big up to you, and I hope you having a good. I hope you had a good Christmas, by the way. And it goes to every listener and subscriber that tunes into the channel. Just to remind you, if you do like the content on this channel, we're halfway through the first half, incidentally, but I just want to say that to everyone who's listened and has commented and has listened and watched all the videos that I've produced in the last 12 months, I hope you've all had a great Christmas, and I wish every single one of you a very happy new year. I just wanted to make that point permanently clear. And if you like the content and you haven't subscribed, you can hit that subscribe button. And if you want notifications on the live commentaries that we'll be doing, we've got the FA Cup coming up, just hit the bell on my channel and you'll get first dibs on notifications for when we've got live streams, FIFA videos and everything else coming up. Right, anyway, back to the game. I will come back to your comments in a little while, because we've got a really good game on here at the top of the Premier League between Liverpool and Arsenal. Remember, 2-1 Liverpool lead, and worthy of that lead. A very good performance so far from the men from Anfield, as number 20 Mustafi takes possession. The German international plays the ball crossed now towards Socrates. I think Socrates now back to Mustafi now gets the ball forward, and now the ball touched on by Aubameyang, and a lovely ball back in again. And here's Maitland-Niles. Maitland-Niles getting the ball across again. Aubameyang was waiting, so was Welby on the far side. But Wijnaldum read the situation on the edge of the area, gets the ball back to Alisson. Alisson kicks away right-footed, looking towards Mane, who's not the tallest of men. Welby has it now for Arsenal, playing the ball back to Socrates. 2-1 to Liverpool, 25.5 minutes gone. Mustafi has possession now for Arsenal. They need now to come from behind. Remember, Liverpool unbeaten in the Premier League all season. The one defeat domestically was in the Carabao Cup when they were beaten by Chelsea. Maitland-Niles was fouled on the near side. A yellow card has come out. The offender, which in this case was Andy Robertson, just pulling on the back of his shirt, although Maitland-Niles may have just made a little bit of a meal of that. But the referee was right on the spot. So Andy Robertson, the first player into the referee's notepad. Yellow card for him. 26 minutes gone. Arsenal trailing Liverpool by 2-0. 2-1, sorry. And here is the free kick. Played in by Xhaka and back to short again towards the penalty area, and Alisson somehow tipped it away onto the bar. Offside given. So the flag would not have been so the flag did go up, but it was a nice free kick from Arsenal. Yeah, there's just a man offside there. I'm just using the edge of the area as a guide, and I think it was Mustafi with the header. It was Mustafi from 6 yards with a header, but as I said, Alisson made a bit of a meal of the save, but it need not matter in the end because, as I said, the flag had gone up for an offside call and Alisson to take the free kick. Liverpool 2, Arsenal 1. Arsenal coming close, although they were tagged offside. Good football this now as, again, the tackle finding on Fabinho, and Fabinho there just had a little bite out at an Arsenal player there. Ramsey. Just a little bit careless there by Fabinho. He's just teetering on the edge a little bit, the Liverpool number 3. Made a good tackle there, and then for some reason he just wanted to have a second go at him. A real senseless free kick to go away in that sort of position. And it really gives Arsenal a chance here to get back into the game. And here comes the free kick. Into the penalty area it goes. They stay onside this time, but Liverpool had enough sufficient bodies back. Here's a Welby picking it up on the far side for Arsenal. The ball lifted in towards the penalty area. It might come to Maitland-Niles, but he can't keep that in play. And a goal kick it is to Liverpool. And we play now 28 minutes. Don't forget, tomorrow we've got more live commentaries. Our final commentary of 2018 comes from Turf Moor, where Burnley play off in a massive game against West Ham at the Turf. Kick-off 2:15. We'll be on the air around about 5 to 2 for a little bit of a build-up to that game, because there's a lot of things that need to be discussed in the build-up for tomorrow's game. Liverpool 2, Arsenal 1 in our main feature here this afternoon. Earlier today, Everton, as football fan just rightly said, got beat 1-0 by Brighton, who are starting to come back into some good form now, Chris Hughton's side. Also, there was wins for Wolves at Tottenham, and that's derailed Tottenham's title bid a little bit. Also, Cardiff won, to the annoyance of us Burnley fans, and so did Fulham. So it's all going a little bit pear-shaped for Burnley at the moment. Second from bottom now with 12 points all season. And we've got an Arsenal player down, incidentally, inside the centre circle. We've got a breaking play with the 29 minutes. Fabinho involved again. It's amazing that he's not had a yellow card. He has been teetering on the brink a little bit throughout this first half. But it gives us a chance to get our breath back and well, 3 goals in 5 minutes. Is the thing at the moment. This is the first one. A good cross from Welby, tucked in there by Maitland-Niles, and then the ball rather bounced fortuitously for Fabinho to tuck in from 3 yards, and then a great solo run past 2 Arsenal players, and then the left foot past Leno into the net. A great goal and a terrific play. Do you like Dignan? Do you like Dignan? I do actually. I think he's an absolute superb player. I commentated on the match against Watford where he hit that superb free kick, and it was a marvellous free kick. Of course, it saved Everton a point on that Monday game that we covered just before Christmas against Watford. And a real thriller it was too. Half an hour gone. It's Liverpool 2, Arsenal 1. So let's not try and give scores away at the moment. If you are watching the match ahead of us, don't give the score away. We're seeing it. We're seeing it live, and the ball over to the far side, and the ball. Oh dear me! A back pass which Leno failed miserably to cut out. Was a poor back pass, in fairness, from the far side. I think it might have been Steiner with the back pass, and Leno asked a lot of him, and Unai Emery looks up to the sky and thinks what else can go wrong. Liverpool have a corner on the far side, 2-1 ahead. Can they get that third one? That would really give them the unassailable lead as the corner comes in from the far side, hooked away, half away there by Arsenal. Robertson will chase after it on halfway. It was fully away, and now Robertson to hit a long ball in towards the penalty area, and so it's stolen in, and the ball back across. Surely must be 3, and Marnie came striding in at the far side, at the far post, and from no more than 6 yards out, rams it past Leno and into the Arsenal goal, and Liverpool lead by 3-1. Wow, it's been a remarkable first half here at Anfield. They're going to start raising bonkers here at Anfield, the Liverpool fans, and why not? They trailed against Arsenal. Now they lead by 3-1. And full marks to Andy Robertson. Chased the ball, got the ball forward. The flag stayed down. Mo Salah definitely onside as the ball's played. No flag. Ball back across the goal mouth. And Marnie with the easiest of finishes. And before anyone asked, was Marnie offside? The answer was no. Right foot in the net it goes. 3-1. And it's his 8th goal of the season, Marnie. 32 gone. Liverpool 3, Arsenal 1 on the Saturday game live from Anfield. And Liverpool now proving that they are very worthy. League title potential here. Of course, they've got to go to Manchester City next Thursday. And now they've got a free kick, a foul there. Yellow card. Arsenal's just starting to lose their discipline. Granit Xhaka now frustrated. Yellow card for him. This is the challenge on Andy Robertson. Stupid in the extreme. Stupid. Ball was going nowhere towards the goal. And Xhaka, for no reason whatsoever, I can only think it was pure frustration that they've just conceded a third, and they could concede a fourth at this point here. Robertson to Shaqiri to take the free kick. Now Aubameyang's being spoken to by Oliver, the referee. I don't think he's finished his words just yet. Granit Xhaka would do well to keep his mouth shut here, having already been booked. He did have a tendency when he was playing in Germany to get sent off quite a long. Try to get sent off a lot. Or did he leave something there in the back of Robertson? I wonder. Did he have another bite at... Well, we'll probably... I would like to see it from a more close-up angle. Well, maybe a question mark there against Oliver. Should he have sent him off a second time? Anyway, here's a free kick now to Liverpool. Firmino and Shaqiri over it. Shaqiri plays the ball into the penalty area, but it's headed away this time by Arsenal. They're a bit more composed and not losing their marbles that time, as the ball is hushed back to Alisson by Robertson. And the ball now is up in the air a couple of times. Now the ball bounces in the centre circle. Now the ball's lifted over to Maitland-Niles on the right-hand side for Arsenal. They come towards the Liverpool penalty area. Maitland-Niles cuts back inside. Chance here for Lichtsteiner to get a good cross in. Nobody really in pale blue waiting in the area. Will be trying to battle on the far side by the corner quadrant. They have forced a corner here, Arsenal. Can they try and get back into it and make it 3-2? We're coming out to the final 10 minutes of what's been a high-octane, highly excitable first half here at Anfield. A game that concerns not just the league title here, the title race, but Arsenal's attempt to try and break into the top 4 for the first time in about 3 seasons. The ball whipped in there. Alisson with a punch there on the edge of his 6-yard box. Salah heads away from the edge of the area. Now Liverpool can break, and Mo Salah now, but the ball just deflects kindly though. Mane will get it for Liverpool. Now the ball hooked forward by Shaqiri. Looking for Salah. Now Mane has possession. Mane now. Handball there, was it? No, says Oliver. He says play on, the referee, Michael Oliver, but the ball's been given away to Gigi Wijnaldum. Now Alexander-Arnold over on the far side. Liverpool 3, Arsenal 1. Less than 10 minutes in the first half plus stoppage time to play. And we'll take a 10-minute break as we always do, and then we'll be back for full second half coverage of this intriguing encounter. Of course, the FA Cup is back on the JB Clark YouTube channel. We're hoping to give you 5 to 6 commentaries from 6 different games over the third round weekend. Here's Virgil van Dijk. Now finding Lovren, still inside the Liverpool half. Now the ball back over halfway. Now Virgil van Dijk takes the ball again. Now Gini Ronaldo now for Liverpool. 3-1 ahead against Arsenal in the big game here this Saturday evening. The Saturday game live, and we've had so many of these thriller-minute Saturday night matches here on the JB Clark YouTube channel. Liverpool have been caught offside. Trent Alexander-Arnold trying to bomb down the right-hand side and was caught offside, although just I think. Another day could have been level, but it just strayed probably about half a yard maybe. Sometimes it's just those small margins that can make the difference whether he's offside or not. But Arsenal in big trouble now. But here's Iwobi now on the left hand side, looking to try and force it forward as Arsenal come attacking in the Liverpool half. 3-1 down they are against the Liverpool team, who look a very accomplished side. They've shown the true bounce back ability from going a goal down. This is Lichtsteiner on the right hand side towards the penalty area, in towards Maitland-Niles, who got the opening goal of the contest. Now the ball ushered back into the Liverpool penalty area from the right hand side, but it's cut out, and Mane now to bring it away. Now Andy Robertson down the Liverpool left, still in the inside, but then Arsenal try to get possession. Wijnaldum is going to get the free kick. Referee was just looking poised to blow the whistle against Lichtsteiner, which he duly did in the end. Yeah, just went through the back of him there. Nothing malicious, but having said all that, it was still a tackle from behind. 3-1 to Liverpool, and here's the free kick to be taken by Andy Robertson. Andy Robertson with the free kick, left footed, play towards the halfway line, and Shaqiri now inside the centre circle takes it up, feeds Trent Alexander-Arnold. Now back to Shaqiri again. Would have been ace as the former Stoke man's had. And here goes Robertson again. Mane on the left hand side, attacking towards the Arsenal end now. Here is Virgil van Dijk back inside the Liverpool half. Remember, Liverpool going towards the Anfield Road end, who have sucked the ball into the net 3 times for Liverpool. Goodness knows how many they might get if they attack the Kop end in the second half. Here's Mane now for Liverpool, 3-1 ahead, and deservedly so. Played it out towards Trent Alexander-Arnold. Now the ball back inside to Shaqiri. Shaqiri plays the ball to the left hand side, and Robertson was lurking, virtually unchallenged. Ball played in. It wasn't the best ball into the Arsenal penalty area by Robertson. It was well cut out by the Arsenal defence. And now here's Maitland-Niles, who got the opening goal. Maitland-Niles now forward for Arsenal. Might drop again, but no foul on the Arsenal player. Robertson got the ball cleanly. Here's Mane now for Liverpool. 3-1 up as we come towards the final 5 minutes in the first half here at a rocking Anfield. Arsenal still have a man down, but Liverpool, it's not a head injury, so Liverpool well within their rights to play on. And here's Fabinho. And another foul there. Referee might have to stop it at this point. Indeed he does. It's a Liverpool free kick. Arsenal are still up in arms. Ramsey's still down on the ground on the floor. Let's see what happened here. It was a coming together. I don't think there was a foul there involved. It was just Ramsey's exuberance to win the ball. Mane, the Liverpool player, won the ball. and Ramsey's gone and got himself injured. It wasn't a head injury, so Liverpool were well within their rights to play on. Unless it's a head injury, the referee is allowed to play on with the game if he wants to. If it is an injury with the head, then it is allowed. As we see again, Mo Salah laying it on the plate for Mane to hit goal number 3, and that is the scoreline at this stage in the proceedings. And what the first half it has been here. We've still got another 5 minutes of this excitement still to come before we take an overdue half-time break. And what a game it has been. 3-1 to Liverpool. They trail 1-0, remember. Ramsey, I'm pleased to report, he's on his feet now. And Liverpool do have a free kick, rightly given. Arsenal in big trouble here. And here's the free kick, floated into the penalty area, and Leno's getting in there. I tell you what, if Arsenal were going to lose, Arsenal Fan TV, and I was going to say it for the first time this season, Arsenal Fan TV will be in meltdown, I tell you, meltdown. Anyway, Arsenal Fan TV will be a good Saturday night watch as the ball is not long down the field, and on the chase is Aubameyang. Back to Alisson now. Liverpool still keep a possession, and since the Arsenal goal, it's sort of, I think Arsenal could not have picked a worse time to score early in the game. No, that's no disrespect to them, but it's just galvanised Liverpool into life, because Arsenal just seemed to give them a couple of warning shots and then score themselves. But here they come, Arsenal now with Aubameyang now, and a shot coming in over the top. It was Maitland-Niles in the end from about 25 yards out, dead central with his right foot, but he's hit it over the top. He pirouettes nicely there, good control, stood on the ball, pirouetted, hit the right footed shot, but into the cop end it goes for a goal kick to Liverpool. We've got 3 minutes plus time added on before the break here at Anfield. 3-1 to Liverpool. They trail to a goal by Maitland-Niles, then a quick fire double by Firmino, who again is the scourge of Arsenal once again. But Arsenal have the ball now on their right hand side. Maitland-Niles crossing to the penalty area, hit on the turn, and over from Aaron Ramsey with his right foot, and a goal kick it is to Liverpool, and they'll be so happy. Liverpool, to see them balls, these efforts sail over the crossbar. Been an amazing first half. And a cracking atmosphere here at Anfield. An Anfield that's rocked and rolled all the way through the game. And now 3-1 is the scoreline for Liverpool here. Been an interesting day all round, and the ball is fed in towards Shaqiri. Now Salah on the edge of the Arsenal penalty area on the right hand side, but the ball picked up by Leno in the Arsenal goal. Beaten 3 times, none of which was his fault, to be quite honest with you. Was just left wide open by some very keystone cops defending from Arsenal, really. Got about a minute and 10 seconds of normal time to play at the end of the first period. Remember, Liverpool leading Arsenal by 3-1. And here is Alisson, knocks the ball low, keeps possession, but then loses it midway inside their own half there, Liverpool. But Mane wins the ball back, feeds Robertson now, still deep inside their own half, about halfway inside the half, but then Robertson plays a very careless ball. Now a chance here for Arsenal to try and strike, if they can. We're inside the final minute of normal time, incidentally, at the end of the first half, and I have to say, Liverpool, for a lot of the first half, look very good value for their lead. And here's Maitland-Niles, although who scored Arsenal's best, and he's on again on the right hand side. The ball walked back, and Iwobi was working with intent on the far post, and Liverpool just had enough bodies there to get the ball away. But Iwobi wins the ball back, plays it in there towards Aubameyang, and the goalkeeper Alisson takes the ball parallel to the penalty spot, and then just gets the ball rolling again for Liverpool. And here they come again now. This is Trent Alexander-Arnold. The ball played in there towards Mo Salah. Mo Salah now into the area. Mo Salah goes down. Penalty to Liverpool. Penalty to Liverpool. In stoppage time, Arsenal are absolutely furious. They feel that Mo Salah went down far too easily. He was at the centre of a diving storm against Newcastle some 3 days ago, and he's at the centre of controversy here. Was this a penalty? Did Salah dive? Did he have... Oh, he's touched him. He's touched him. It's a penalty. No dive this time from Mo Salah. If you see on the replay, he's got a fistful of shirt. He's tugged him back. He's touched his feet. It's a penalty kick to Liverpool. I don't think Arsenal have got any cause to complain. And Rich Steiner now is running the risk of being booked. Michael Oliver made the correct call for me. And Mo Salah has the ball in his hand. Arsenal still protesting. Leno is protesting permanently. We're playing 2 minutes of added time, for which we've played the first one. And Liverpool have a penalty. Mo Salah's last 5 penalties. 4 have been scored, 1 have been missed. Mo Salah to make it 4-1 at the break. In the final minute of stoppage time of 2 minutes, Salah jokes up. It's going to be left-footed. Shoots. Scores! Down towards the left-hand corner of the goal. And Liverpool lead by 4 goals to 1. Richly deserved. Alisson celebrates. And Anfield is rocking, and Arsenal still moaning about the decision. Socrates. Well, I criticised him against Burnley, and I'm going to criticise him now. If he doesn't shut up, he'll be booked. Arsenal can have no cause to complain here. Definite penalty, and in fact he went down the middle. And in fact, Leno, if he'd have just stayed at home, stayed in the middle of his goal, he would have actually saved it. But it goes in, but Salah hits the shot so well with his left foot. It was just too powerful for him. 4-1. This is the incident again. It came from a route one kick ball forward. In fact, it was Firmino, not Alexander-Arnold. Played a ball in towards Salah. And Socrates here, brainless defending, absolute brainless, and it was a definite penalty against the Greek. 13th goal, top scorer in the league this season, and nobody can doubt about that. He's now the Premier League top scorer, Mo Salah. We've played well over the 2 minutes of stoppage time. We've now played just about 2.5 minutes of time added on. We're half a minute past the 2 minutes. But there will be a little bit of time added on at the end of time added on because of the penalty award and the goal and the celebrations. And there goes the half-time whistle from referee Michael Oliver. And Arsenal have got a massive mountain to climb here. They laid through Maitland-Niles. Then Firmino hit back with a real double whammy for Arsenal. Then Mane made it 3 on the half-hour mark. And then right at the end of the first half, a foul by Socrates, who's still moaning about the decision. Why, I don't know. Clear push on Salah. Salah hit the penalty down the middle, flew into the net, despite Leno's best efforts. And Arsenal here are like rabbits in the headlights here. They're being taken apart, torn away to the cleaners. And the way things are carrying on, Arsenal Fan TV will be in meltdown this evening. Meltdown! We're going to take a 5 to 10 minute break. After that break, we'll bring you full second half commentary of Liverpool against Arsenal. But at half time here at Anfield, a rocking Anfield, as Liverpool went off to a standing ovation, incidentally, at the end of the first half. Liverpool 4, Arsenal 1. We'll see you in 10 minutes for the second half. If it's as good as the first, we're going to be in for some second half. Half time, Liverpool 4, Arsenal 1. Welcome back to Arsenal. Welcome back to Anfield, where Arsenal and Liverpool are playing against each other here in a game that involves the Champions League places and the league title. At the moment, Arsenal did have the lead from Maitland-Niles, but Liverpool hit back with 4 goals and answered goals from Arsenal. 2 goals from Firmino, 2 goals in a minute from him, not long after Maitland-Niles had scored. And then back came, and then Marnie made it 3. And really put clear daylight as well between themselves and Arsenal. And then the 4th one, a penalty which was clearly given against Socrates, Rafael Mo Salah. Salah got up, dusted himself down, slashed the penalty into the back of the net right-footed, and Liverpool deservedly have their 5-goal-to-1 lead. And to answer Frost Clan's question, who's going to want to win the title? Going to want to the title this year? It's Liverpool at the moment for me. They've got to be champions elect at this moment in time. I have to say, since the Arsenal goal, Liverpool have played the better football. They've looked like they wanted it more. Arsenal have just looked absolutely like rabbits in the headlights. They did against Burnley to a certain extent, although they got away with 1 or 2 critical decisions, 3 key decisions that went for them, won them the game that day. They were lucky to get a point, I felt, against Brighton, who were the better side at the Amex. And here tonight, they led from Maitland-Niles. They went for it at the start, and then Liverpool, it awoken Liverpool, and they were like wounded animals and went for the kill. My goodness, didn't they go for the kill and some. 4 goals in the first half. Worst thing that Arsenal could have done was scoring that opening goal. Liverpool have really found their feet in the Premier League, and surely they're going to take some stopping, and surely now, barring accidents tonight, unless Arsenal really do come back at them strong, they're going to win again, extend their lead to at least 8 or 9 points. Man City still to play, remember, tomorrow afternoon, and we'll keep abreast what they do, because they kick off at the same time as Burnley, so we'll keep up to date with the Manchester City scoreline during the events at Turf Moor in our second live match tomorrow, because we're going to be at Turf Moor for the Clarets match, Clarets game rather, live between Burnley and West Ham. Burnley now have dropped into second from bottom after Fulham's late win against Huddersfield, and also more bad news from Burnley's point of view that Cardiff also won, so the results haven't really gone for Burnley as regards other teams, but they have to provide a performance, and themselves, they can't play any worse than they did against Everton on Boxing Day. And I just want to say, unfortunately, we lost. We had technical errors, so we couldn't bring in the Everton game in the end. No such problems here at Anfield, where Burnley are now Liverpool rather 4-1 up at this moment in time against a very, very poor Arsenal team. Just waiting for the teams, incidentally, for the second half. It's been an interesting day. Remember, Match of the Day's on at its usual time and around about 10:30 on BBC One. You have to watch highlights of all the day's Premier League games. There's another 4 tomorrow, so 6 games in total today. A friend of mine, Mark Harneyman, who I was spent most of the pre-Christmas arguing about the Burnley-Arsenal game, he says this is utter rubbish. It would help if we could defend. We've been awful in that first half. Worst first half in age as well. I'd save it for Arsenal Fan TV, Mike, actually. And a good friend of mine, Jamie Lee, who's watching the game at home, she says that I can only do it. There's a long way to go. Next game, Manchester City at the Etihad. Not looking forward to that one bit. Well, you know, we're just waiting to come back to the second half. We're almost ready to go. Players are now back on. Players are going back out onto the pitch. Arsenal really wounded animals here. 4-1 down and with a real mountain to climb. And the way Liverpool are playing at the moment, there's got to be some real optimism. that they can win their first league championship since 1990. Arsenal kickers away, no changes incidentally from either side. I will remind you the two teams in just a second or two, as Arsenal in the pale blue 4-1 down and now attack their supporters towards the end. So Liverpool with Alisson in goal, Robertson, Van Dijk, Lovren and Alexander-Arnold across the back. Then it's Fabinho, Ronaldo and Shaqiri, the midfielders, with Mane, Firmino and Salah up front. Arsenal line up with Leno, beaten 4 times in their goals, and then it's Lichtsteiner, Socrates, Mustafi and Maitland-Niles, Konasiak, Torreira, Saka, Konasiak, Ramsey in a well-being midfield, and Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang up front. We'll give you the substitute bench as soon as we get it. So Michael Erber, of course, from the north-east is the referee, and Liverpool coming forward again. Robertson knocking it into the path of Firmino, who's now on a hat-trick. If he can get the next goal, he will complete a hat-trick. Firmino challenging on the edge of the area, but actually handled the ball. It was a free kick, although a little bit accidental. I don't think he meant to control it with his forearm, and a free kick to Arsenal on the edge of their own penalty area. 4-1 to Arsenal, and questions will be asked now of Unai Emery. They had a good unbeaten run. I think they went 15 unbeaten earlier this season, Arsenal, but since that unbeaten run came to a grinding halt, they haven't really been at their most best. They were poor, I felt, against Burnley, who should have taken something from the game. They were lucky to come away with a point against against Brighton, and here they are now getting. I think they're getting absolutely hammered here now. Liverpool showing no mercy as Mane breaks in the air, it goes down, and I thought he might have given the penalty. It looked a very labouring challenge there by Socrates. I thought that was a penalty. I have to say, it looked a penalty. The tackle came in from behind. I'm not sure what view Michael Oliver got of that. I thought that was a penalty on Mane. I have to say, from the first angle I've seen it from, it did look a penalty, because it looks a very clumsy challenge. Arsenal getting away with a penalty there, perhaps. But a 4-1 down. Liverpool won't be too worried about the non-award of a second penalty. They lead 4-1. Goals 2 from Firmino, 1 from Mane and 1 from the penalty spot from Mo Salah. Arsenal's reply was to score first through Ainsley Maitland-Niles. Here's Salah now on halfway. Salah turns nicely, and look at that. Shaqiri now has the ball, and Salah makes a good run. He's 1-on-1 with Leno, and Leno gets there. Stones up big, and Salah's touch was a little bit heavy, which allowed Leno to grab the ball before Salah were tempted to go around him. But what a lovely ball from Shaqiri. And Shaqiri looks a player transformed this season. He looks out of sorts in Stoke colours last season when they were relegated, with a whimper from the Premiership. But today, in Liverpool colours, he looks like an accomplished player, and I have to say, with great justification. Liverpool 4, Arsenal 1, and Arsenal really now having to go for the cutthroat. They need to attack Liverpool, but the more they attack Liverpool here, the more danger they are, the more susceptible they are to that quick Liverpool counter-attacking play. And they look an absolute accomplished side. And as I said to a friend of mine on Facebook, they look as if they're going to be champions-elect at the end of the season, in my viewpoint. Unai Emery is getting a harsh lesson on what English football can be like when you're up against it. But Arsenal Fan TV will make excellent viewing tonight. And there's no better tonic when you're not going out on a Saturday night to see a lot of Arsenal fans crying their eyes out. Free kick to Liverpool, fouled by Koscielny. In fact, Koscielny has come on, in fact, incidentally. We'll try and confirm who he's replacing in just a second. So I didn't see that substitution happening. So Unai Emery must have made a half-time alteration. I'm just wondering if it was Mustafi that went off. I'm just trying to work out who has gone off for Arsenal, and we'll just check that out for you. Arsenal have a throw in with Konasiak to take. They lead by 4 goals to 1 Liverpool, and fantastic value for their lead. We'll just get confirmation of that Arsenal substitution. I didn't see that. I didn't see the caption flash up of a substitution. So, as I say, we'll just. As I say, we'll just. Yes, it's Mustafi. I thought it was. So Mustafi's been replaced, and Roman Koscielny is now into the side. So he'll play alongside Socrates, and also Mustafi was at fault maybe since some of the goals. So too was Socrates as well. And here goes Liverpool again with Lovren, but he was fouled there. Free kick. Not in this first half. Not in the first half. Football fan, I thought he was all over the place. I mean, most of the Arsenal defence has been all over the place, but Liverpool are a team that I'm really liking at the moment, and I would go as far as to say defence, they look sound. Attack, they look absolutely sound there, but they've given the ball away. But Virgil van Dijk was on the scene. Good defending there. And here goes Andy Robertson down the left-hand side. Infield to Firmino. He's got 2 goals for Liverpool, and they lead 4-1. Ronaldo now has it deep inside Arsenal territory. In towards Alexander-Arnold. Back infield to Mo Salah. Mo Salah taking on the Arsenal defence. Played it in towards Mane, and trying to knock it through towards Mo Salah again. They're playing football out of this world here, Liverpool. They've taken the Premier League to another level. They've taken advantage of the slip-ups from Manchester City against Crystal Palace and Leicester City respectively, and have really took them on themselves. And here come Liverpool. Oh, they've given it away here. Aubameyang might get through. Ramsey might get through. Here's a well-being out for Arsenal. Can he pull it back to 4-2 perhaps? Good football again. Now a chance now. And was Koscielny offside? No, said the referee. Now here comes Mane for Liverpool. And he was tripped there, surely. Unai Emery thinks it's a dive. And they had a chance there. They reckon they should have had a penalty. No, he's dived for me. Clear dive. Don't think Shaqiri touched him at all. He's fabricated that a little bit there. Koscielny, definitely not a penalty. Definitely not a penalty. 3 kick to Liverpool. Trent Alexander-Arnold to take. Just a couple of yards shy of the halfway line on the near side in front of the dugouts here at Anfield. He's chipped a ball over towards Mo Salah. Further forward down the right. Salah up against Koscielny. Ball play back in again. Lovely football now. Firmino back to Salah. This is real good football now. And Arsenal being toyed about here. Now Alexander-Arnold crossing from the far side. Won't reach Mane, but it will reach Robertson on the left. Robertson now, oh dear me, that was a poor ball given away straight to Lichtsteiner, who knocks the ball out of play, and it's out for a throw-in. 53 minutes gone at Anfield. Liverpool 4, Arsenal 1, and the half-time substitute was Mustafi off and Koscielny on. We didn't know about that at the start, but we do now. Arsenal now with Ramsey trying to get to Welby. Throw it down that left-hand side here for Arsenal. Where Welby has to pirouette back. Now the ball in field. A chance here for Ramsey inside the area. It's Aaron Ramsey for Arsenal. Oh, he's pulled the shot wide. Aubameyang was so close on the end of it as well. The flag had gone up, in fact, for an offside decision against the Gunners, and a free kick to Liverpool. But well, Arsenal. Well, they looked a little bit more better in attack there. Good football, held up by Welby. Lovely football. And Aubameyang just maybe a neck offside there as he went in to get the ball on the far post. And if Ramsey had gone for goal, he wouldn't have been active. That's the thing. He just needed to be on target, and for Aubameyang to leave it. And Arsenal would have scored their second because he was offside and active. He had to be flagged off. And Shaqiri now in towards Salah. Now Shaqiri, Salah again. It's Mo Salah for Liverpool. Mo Salah again. Cross back, and Leno gets the ball inside the 6-yard area. Little dink cross back there from Mo Salah on the ground, and in the end it came to nothing in the end for Liverpool. But again, good build-up play again down the right-hand side, causing all sorts of problems. Shaqiri's having a good second half for me. He's had a good first 10 minutes of the second half. Liverpool 4, Arsenal 1. If you've joined us late, Just to remind you, in case you've tuned in late, it's Aubameyang goes for the header, and that's going to go straight into Alisson's arms, and Liverpool survive 10 minutes of the second half, gone 4-1. So just to remind you, if you're coming late from a game, you've been at one of the 3 o'clock games and you're tuning in now to the stream, let me just remind you of what happened in the first half, shall I? Arsenal scored first in the opening six changes through in the first 10 minutes through Niles, and then Liverpool hit back a couple of minutes later through Firmino, and then a minute later scored again. Now a chance here. Well, for a moment I had to break off for a second. It could have easily been 5-1 then, and also bring it away. And then it was 3-1 around about the half-hour mark. Mane tapping in a Mo Salah cross from the left across the 6-yard box as the shot comes in, and again the goalkeeper palms it out. Firmino having the shot from outside the area, and the ball being caught there by Leno. And then a penalty against Socrates. Salah cut in from the right, went down in the area, definite contact, penalty. Mo Salah in the second minute of stoppage time, slamming it down the middle past the goalkeeper. 4-1 then to Liverpool. That's the state of play at the moment at Anfield, with 56 minutes now played in this classic encounter, and these two teams do not do boring 0-0s, that is for sure. Liverpool, if they win, they go to 20 wins in Premier League history against the Gunners. Arsenal will stay on 15 wins, and the draws, unless Arsenal score 3 in the second half, will stay at 19. Arsenal have the ball forward now. Welby's just switched flanks for a second or two. They need something now in this second half, Arsenal, as the cross comes in towards Aubameyang, and again Trent Alexander-Arnold, corners personified, cuts the ball out on the edge of the 6-yard box and then hoops it away. But then Koscielny chips it in towards Aubameyang, and again Alexander-Arnold looks it out for a throw-in. Liverpool quite content now just to keep Arsenal at bay. Koscielny now to take the throw level with the penalty area of Liverpool on the left hand side. 4-1 as we hit 57 minutes, and here's a Welby now trying to dance through on the left hand side. Thought he was fouled. Referee Michael Oliver did not agree with that, and Arsenal now still have possession. This is Koscielny now on halfway. Koscielny plays it over halfway now, but then the ball's knocked back, and Arsenal do have a couple of substitutes they've got to choose from. El Neni, Cech, Lacazette, Guendouzi, Willock and Saka. Liverpool yet to use their substitutions, but they can choose from Nathaniel Klein, Naby Keita, Jordan Henderson, Adam Lallana, Simon Mignolet, the substitute goalkeeper, and Divock Origi, who scored that bizarre goal a few weeks ago in the Merseyside derby at the start of the month. The one where Pickford had tipped it under the bar and then the ball just bounced into play, and Divock Origi nodded in with his head to cue scenes of celebration and Jurgen Klopp on the pitch and all that jazz, as Lovren chases the ball back, and it's back with Alisson, and Alisson gets the ball forward. Flick on there by Wijnaldum, but now Arsenal need to read the next one, and the ball is going to break though for Alexander-Arnold. Gets the ball away now, the Liverpool right back. Been a good second half now. Iwobi now, and here's a chance for Arsenal now. Xhaka has possession, finds Iwobi on the left. Iwobi now with two Liverpool defenders right on his coattail, has to go the long way round, finds Xhaka. Liverpool 4-1 ahead, but in Arsenal having a little bit of possession. Arsenal do need to throw men forward now in the hope of getting 3 unanswered goals in the second half, but at the moment the way Liverpool are defending looks highly unlikely this season so far. The way Liverpool defended, although they did score early on through Maitland-Niles, but they've got a chance here down the inside, and Koscielny had gone forward into an attacking position. His cross was knocked back and knocked away once more, and it's now Firmino. I'd like to see that comment please in English, if you wouldn't mind. Translate it to English, because I can't read foreign, as Aubameyang chases, wearing the old number 14 shirt of Thierry Henry. And now here come Liverpool again, and Mane now stretched over the halfway line, has possession, needs support, he's getting it now to his right. He's got it in Firmino, he's on a hat-trick, and Trent Alexander-Arnold, who can hit shots from a long range, and he hits it with his right foot. I think he might have taken a deflection into the carp, and it's a corner kick to Liverpool. But a nice little break out there. Wasn't lightning fast from Liverpool, but still a good breakout, and they get a corner for their endeavours. Liverpool on the counter attack. Worthy leaders of the game, 4-1. We've hit the hour mark, and Arsenal have got some defending to do here, and defensively they've been all at sea. Corner kick now. Can Liverpool make it 5? We'll keep you abreast of all the other scores from 3 o'clock as we get a breaking play, as the corner was sent in from Salah. The ball comes out to Robertson. Robertson chips the ball in as Shaqiri going for that one, and Lovren was in there, and Lovren in fact has fouled his man, but the referee I think has played an advantage. So Arsenal have a chance here to break because the referee's played a good advantage. And here they come now on the break, Arsenal down the left hand side. Ball played in there towards Aubameyang, but it won't find Ramsey, who didn't keep the ball in play on the near side, and it's out for a throw-in. So earlier today, some very significant scorelines. Brighton 1, Everton 0. That was a result at the Amex. Fulham 1, Huddersfield 0. Bad news for Burnley in that one. More bad news in the fact that Cardiff also won against Leicester City. And from a Burnley point of view, that is bad news. Watford and Newcastle played out a 1-1 draw at Vicarage Road. And in the result of the day, really must go to Wolverhampton Wanderers. 3-1 winners at title-chasing Tottenham. And that result, coupled with today's result, could well spell the end of their title ambitions, as we see Mane scored the third goal. I think he's been substituted, incidentally, Sadio Mane, and gets a standing ovation. The goal scorer today, and the Liverpool captain Jordan Henderson, the club captain, comes on, so they're going to add an extra body in midfield. Maybe Shaqiri, or maybe he'll go in, and maybe Shaqiri will go further forward in place of Mane, I would have thought. Shaqiri, a very good attacking player, and he can play striker. It has been known who to play striker Shaqiri, but he's had a good match today, the Swiss. As Arsenal now look to try and keep the arrears at 4-1, try and limit the damage, if you like. But the Liverpool, they have a swagger, they have a confidence, they have a belief, and this season you just wouldn't back against Liverpool winning games now. You just don't, especially at Anfield. They've made Anfield that fortress that used to be there every single season. Remember, the last Liverpool skipper to lift the league title was Alan Hansen back in 1990. Jordan Henderson, if they do win the league, will be the first captain since then. The likes of Steven Gerrard, the likes of Jamie Carragher, the likes of Sami Hyypiä and Jamie Redknapp have all tried to be winning captains. And here's a chance for a 4-5th one, and it's Fabinho who hits the shot, and Leno makes the save. It's a corner to Liverpool. It could have easily been 5-1. So good build-up play, pirouetted, nice little flick round the corner. Fabinho had got in behind, hit the shot with the right foot, right hand side of the goal, went for the near post, and Leno, diving away to his left hand side, made a smart save to keep the score at Liverpool 4, Arsenal 1 for the time being. Shaqiri goes short this time. Trent Alexander-Arnold back to Shaqiri once more on the right hand side. Then the ball laid in by Henderson. There's a player gone down. Penalty, Liverpool. Their second of the day, and there was a clear foul on Lovren inside the penalty area. And Arsenal falling apart at the seams. Definite penalty for me. Michael Oliver, I think, has refereed it really well. Let's have a look at this again. Yeah, there's a nudge there. There's a nudge there. Calamitous there. It's number 30. It's Kolasinac. Kolasinac has been fouled. Has fouled his man. It's a penalty. I don't think there's much complaints now. And Mo Salah has possession of the ball once again. It's Firmino now. He's going to have the shot kick. His last 5 penalties, 3 in fact have significantly been missed, but this really would be, he'll be right footed, this really to complete the hat-trick. He's played really well today. 2 quick fire goals in the first half. Can he complete his hat-trick now with the penalty? Right footed, goes into the net, and Firmino completes his hat-trick, and Liverpool go 5 goals to 1 up against Arsenal. And Arsenal look a very, very sorry mess of a team. And Liverpool, at this stage, even though they've got to go to the Etihad in the new year, They look at this stage of being unstoppable, and you've got to say it at this point without tempting fate on them. They are champions-elect. 5-1 their lead, definite penalty. Reino did actually move, but Firmino did the right thing, waited for the keeper to move, and that made up his mind. He went for the right-hand corner. The goalkeeper went towards the left, and there we go. The Coffees rejoicing now. They're playing football out of this world, Liverpool. The penalties they got, the deserved penalties, and Arsenal looking absolute shambles of a team. And maybe a lot of the critics. And that's in fact his first ever Premier League hat-tricks, incidentally, in his career. So well done to him. And that moves him now to 7 goals this season. And 3 important ones there for Firmino. And he'll take a significant leap in the goal scoring charts now for Liverpool as they go looking for a 6th one here. And Liverpool now, barring accidents, are going to stay unbeaten. They've 25 minutes, and Arsenal now will just want the next 25 minutes or so now to just go by quickly. Let's have a look at it again. Well, he's tripped in there. Referee was in a good position. Yes, he's pushed him. He's pushed him for me. Maybe a little bit theatric there, Lovren, but still, a push is a push. The referee saw it. A penalty was given, and here's Shaqiri down the right. Liverpool looking for number 6 now. Here it is, Ronaldo trying to rally in there, trying to nod it back from a very acute angle, and the ball out of play on the far side for a goal kick. And now Alexander Lacazette coming on, but I don't know what he can do. And Arsenal 5-1 down at this stage. Unai Emery trying to talk to him, but I think he's so naffed off at the moment. He's so mad at the moment. Lacazette, he's been dropped for the last couple of games. He's really struck when he came off against Burnley the other week at the Emirates. 67 minutes gone here at Anfield. 5-1 to Liverpool. 3 goals for Firmino. He's been an absolute colossus for Liverpool today. And Arsenal now, that early goal for Maitland now seems a long time ago now. And here's Shaqiri now to Robertson on the far side. Of Liverpool playing really good football out of this world. They're a pleasure to describe and commentate on. We've commentated on a few times this season, and they never know when they're beating this lot. Jurgen Klopp, he needed to buy a centre-half. He did so in Virgil van Dijk, and what a colossus he's been. He needed a goalkeeper after those 2 mistakes by Karius in the European final at the back end of last season. My goodness, he found one in Alisson Becker, the Roma goalkeeper, and those 2 alone have really made the difference for Liverpool. They had the attack there, in the likes of Mane, Salah and Firmino. And surely Firmino, if he does get substituted, will get an absolute standing ovation from this 50-odd thousand here at Anfield, who are absolutely giving it large to the Arsenal fans at this moment in time. Arsenal, well, I'm looking at this for maybe, just maybe, don't look top 4 material, as I thought they might do under Unai Emery. I did say they would finish top 4 in my Premier League predictions at the start of the season. I think that prediction now looks a long way off now, and I have to say, with some justification, I mean, seeing what I've seen here this afternoon, or this evening rather, it has been an appalling performance from start to finish from the Gunners. They led through Maitland-Niles, but a Firmino hat-trick and a goal apiece for Salah and Mane have really lit the blue touch paper for Liverpool, and they're playing like true potential champions. I mean, nothing's cast in stone. Man City will be under a lot of pressure in their match tomorrow, but at this moment in time, Liverpool really playing out of this world. And at the moment I can only see one winner of this Premier League title, and I don't think it's Man City the way they're playing at the moment. They've had a horrible December. Liverpool really have had some real tough tests and come through them unscathed. They were close to defeat at Chelsea before Sturridge's fantastic goal. So even the French players, they were close to being held in the Merseyside derby before Divock Origi scored. But Liverpool look like stretching their unbeaten run this season to 19 games. At the start of the season, it has been a remarkable sequence so far. Liverpool really are looking a team that are there to be beaten. They beat Manchester United so comfortably in Jose Mourinho's last game in charge. And here goes Ramsey now through in the middle. Ramsey shoots on the edge of the D, but it's well blocked by Virgil van Dijk. And now here come Liverpool. Firmino. Salah was offside, so he had to lay it off to Henderson. Now Salah has got back on. He was still offside. I thought he got back on, but he hadn't. He got offside. Dear me. So Alexander Lacazette will replace Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang, who's been a virtual passenger for Arsenal today. And if I was an Arsenal fan, I'd be wanting a refund for this performance. All these fans that have travelled up from North London on a Saturday evening, it's not great. And I'm telling you, it'll be meltdown on Arsenal Fan TV tonight. Meltdown! 5-1 they trail, and it's been an absolute rout from the moment. At the moment, as Liverpool just keep possession now, just make it. Well, Arsenal have possession, but they have to come forward now. They're 5-1 down. They've got to make a fight of it, and then if they're going to go down, they've got to try and see if they can nick a couple of goals towards the end and try and make it a little bit more respectable. The scores. The game's gone now. They've been well thrashed here at Anfield today, but they need to play with a little bit of pride and a bit of dignity in their play, and I haven't seen much of that probably since when they scored. And then when they've scored, they've just really been appallingly bad. Defensively, they've been all over the place, and that's something Unai Emery needs to address, I feel, in January, and get a defender in, just like Jurgen Klopp did in January last year. And the ball has been kept in. Salah inside the penalty area. This time Arsenal defenders stay on their feet, but then again make a mess of the clearance. Robertson playing the ball in, and then the chest back to Leno, and no problems this time for Arsenal. 72 minutes gone. It's Liverpool 5, Arsenal 1 here in the Premier League on the Saturday game live. Tomorrow it's Turf Moor, the destination, for our next live offering. Our final live commentary of 2018, a successful 2018. Liverpool have scored the opposition 27-3 in recent games, and this is why I would go as far as to say, without tempting too much fate on them, that they have to be taken seriously as real genuine title contenders. Here's a Welby now down the left hand side, the ball pulled across, and then Alisson gets the ball before Lacazette could actually get in there, and there was also a chance inside as well for Maitland-Niles. Good football. Welby has probably been Arsenal's arguably best player. Ramsey went in for the first one, and I think it was Maitland-Niles in fact went in for the second one. And Henderson knocks the ball out towards the far side, and here is Mo Salah again. Henderson, I think he's offside. No, he hasn't. The flag stayed down, and Liverpool have possession. Shaqiri now 30 yards from goal. Shaqiri goes for goal, left footed, and it's easily saved at the far post by Leno. And no more damage inflicted yet on the Arsenal goal. They trail by 5-1 here. Arsenal, a very sorry Arsenal here. It has been a night to forget for Unai Emery's team, who have been second raters and second best all the way throughout. But it's been a day to remember for Liverpool as they look to try be league champions for the first, top flight champions for the first time since May 1990, and Kenny Dalglish was the manager. Arsenal have been good, have been absolutely poor. But I just want to say at this point, whilst there's a breaking play, I do want to pay tribute to former Arsenal chairman Peter Hill-Wood, who died earlier this week. A terrific chairman for Arsenal for many years. Made those great appointments of George Graham back in 1986 and Arsene Wenger 10 years later, appointments which brought Arsenal unparalleled success both home and abroad, and he will be sadly missed by everyone at the Emirates, I'm sure. Peter Hillwood dying earlier this week. He was into his 80s, I think, as well. Benji says, what's the score? Well, I've said it about 6 times in the last minute. 5-1 to Liverpool. But I will remind you of what happened. We've got a quarter of an hour to go, and Liverpool have a free kick. So while we've got a break in the play, Benji, let me remind you what happened in the first half, shall I? Maitland-Niles put Arsenal in front after about 9 minutes, and then 2 minutes later Firmino made it 1-1 and then made it 2-1 with a great individual goal. Went past 2 Arsenal players and fired it in past Leno. Then it was 3-1, crossing from the left from Mo Salah, low cross tapped in from 6 yards by Mane. A clear penalty for pushing Socrates on Salah, and Salah put the ball down the middle, and then Arsenal conceded another penalty when Kolasinac fouled his man, which was Lovren, and Firmino completed his hat-trick to make it 5-1, and that's what you've missed tonight. And here come Arsenal now in the pale blue to get it away. Quarter of an hour for them to endure a real torturous evening. It's been a chastening afternoon for Arsenal, and it has been one of those games where it just feels like they're back with Arsene Wenger a little bit here. It looks as if Unai Emery's not really made the difference, although he's probably going to need more than 12 months to sort this team out there. But they don't want on this showing tonight, and tonight alone, not that I'm one to judge on one performance, but they don't look top 4 contenders on this form. And Fabinho, who's run the risk actually of being booked throughout the match, has fouled his man this time. Free kick. Torreira is the man who was fouled, and there's going to be a change, alteration for Liverpool. Again, a standing ovation. Ronaldo, a very hard worker, unsung hero really in this Liverpool performance, gets overshadowed by the men who get the goals, but his work rate and dedication is there for all to see. And number 20 Adam Lallana will come on to replace him, and it has been a remarkable afternoon here at Anfield, or evening rather, a day that no one will want to forget in a hurry here at Anfield. The Saturday game live being brought to you from Anfield. What do you think of Tottenham losing? Well, I think this really does play into Liverpool's hands. I thought Wolves, I saw the match this afternoon. I watched a little bit of it, and I thought Spurs were poor, didn't deserve anything from the game, and I do think they need a couple of players, Spurs, if they're going to be real genuine title contenders. I think they've got the nucleus there, they just need to improve things at the back, and I think they are title contenders. Not this season perhaps, maybe next year, but I think certainly definitely top 4 material. But Wolves, you've got to say, they played with real menace, a bit more than what Burnley did when they went to Wembley the other week and didn't even register a shot at goal. And in fact, we'll be focusing again on Burnley, the Clarets game coming from Turf Moor. A big 6-pointer this for Burnley, this, when all things considered, with all the results going against them today. Fulham nicking a great result against Huddersfield, and then Cardiff winning at Leicester, great result for Neil Warnock's men. They're playing with more passion in that little finger than what Burnley are at the moment. So it's going to be a tough one. 2:15 kick-off at Turf Moor, and we'll be on the air around about 2 o'clock. So join us if you can for the Clarets game live, our final commentary game of what's been an unbelievable 2018. And hopefully you can join us for 2019 as well. The FA Cup will come in on the first weekend of January, and we'll be covering several ties in that particular competition. The FA Cup, a big part of our coverage this season of the football. Premier League, we've had lots of games. The next upcoming league fixtures, they play Fulham on the 1st, Arsenal at home, and then West Ham away. As Lacazette turns on the edge of the area, Lacazette shoots, deflected, and behind for a corner. Arsenal now trying to make a little bit of a fist of it. I'd like to get your thoughts on Burnley's woeful display against Everton. I really did lay into them on my video the other day. I thought they were poor. Not showing enough passion. Now then, Gwenda Ortiz is going to come on, the afro-haired Arsenal player, and Konasiak will come off. He's had a poor match for me. Definite concession of a penalty, which led to Liverpool's 5th. And now it's all about Arsenal now, trying to limit the damage. Xhaka trying to go down, but he's wrestled his man there. Good defending by Andy Robertson there. Did really well. Xhaka is not the easiest of players, and definitely pushed his man. 10 to play. Liverpool with the 3 points in the bag, and a big game coming up in the new year against Manchester City, and what a game that promises to be. Then they've got Wolves away in the 3rd round of the FA Cup. Arsenal's next away match will be against Blackpool on the Saturday, on the FA Cup Saturday at Bloomfield Road. And they won't relish going there on the seaside. Blackpool literally about 25 miles away here from Liverpool. Yes, I am a Burnley fan. If you look at the rant videos about Burnley, you can tell that I'm not very happy with the way Burnley are playing at the moment. But we do like to cover other teams because we don't want to just be unbiased. But I am a Burnley fan, a passionate one, have been for 20 years. Anyway, the ball played back to Leno. Arsenal looking an absolute shambles of a team at the moment. A team that don't really look like a top 4 team on the evidence of what I've seen, and I'm sure anybody who's listening to the stream, who's been watching it on television, will have seen they haven't looked themselves. And Liverpool really, if I had to choose a second team at this moment in time on current form, I would probably choose Liverpool, because they have played some of the best football I think I've seen in the Premier League all season. All the goals they've been scoring, all the goals they've not conceded. They've not conceded too many goals. Mo Salah, Firmino today. Firmino for me has been, I don't think we need a vote for the JB man in the match. I think we've got a clear winner. The hat-trick hero Roberto Firmino will get that man in the match. Meanwhile, Lichtsteiner has been fouled by Robertson, who of course is on a yellow card, so he's got to watch his step here. Michael Ober giving him the benefit of the doubt, but it was a professional foul, and on another day that could have been a red card offence. He's been substituted, and I'm not sure Tarkowski's having his best season as Robertson is being taken off, and quite rightly so. Jurgen Klopp realising he's on a yellow card. I will come back to that one. Joe Wellerfan is the guy's name, as Robertson comes off, and Nathaniel Klein, the former Southampton man, takes his place. James Tarkowski's he's doing brilliant for us. Burnley need to beat West Ham. Yes, they do need to beat West Ham. I thought Tarkowski was poor. I actually think Ben Mee should be dropped and Kevin Long. This is my personal opinion. Kevin Long should come in for Ben Mee, and I think we should go back to 4 at the back. I do think that we need to start Vidra as well instead of Sam Vokes or Chris Wood, incidentally, and keep Ashley Barnes, because I think Barnes shows more passion, and I think Barnes should get the captaincy because of his passion and work and desire. And I think Joe Hart gets a lot of unfair criticism, but it's his back 4 or 5 that's not helping him one jot. Barnsley will be back tomorrow because Wilton got 5 yellow cards, so he will be a shoo-in for tomorrow's game. And I think Barnsley's been actually done pretty well since coming into the team. As Arsenal look for a penalty themselves, referee took one look, felt that Lacazette had made an absolute meal of it, and the referee weighs play on. I think that was probably, I think Lacazette went down far too easy. And Liverpool trying to attack now. 6 minutes of the match left, and we'll be with you until at least 25 past 7:30 here tonight. I'm going to have a little bit of a chill out, as that was an audacious attempt from over 35 yards out with the right foot. This is the penalty. No, not for me. Simulation. No contact from a Liverpool player whatsoever. He's completely full, trying to fool everybody in the stadium, and for me that should be a yellow card for simulation. I called it from the first moment with the naked eye, and the replays have backed me up there. He's running and running, he has control of the ball, there's no Liverpool player in sight. Why does he feel the need to go over? Maybe that sort of backs up Sean Dyche's opinions of the Arsenal players, of what he saw of them on just prior to Christmas. Here's a Welby now, a Welby, at least he's had a go, and here's a Welby now to the byline, and Welby does well, knocks the ball back. So at the moment Liverpool will be 9 points clear, and them and Spurs having to play the same amount of games, but City can cut the gap to 6 points if they win their match in hand tomorrow. Chelsea have 40 points, they also play tomorrow, so that's the top four as things stand. But Spurs have missed a golden opportunity at Wembley today. Wolves beating them by 3-1. It's not looking good for Burnley at the moment, with wins for Cardiff and Fulham respectively, moving the Clarets second bottom, and now 3 points from safety. The ball threaded back to Leno. 4 minutes to go, plus stoppage time at Anfield. Arsenal are well beaten side, a sorry mess of a side. Again, the criticism is there for all to see. I'm not sure if they can afford Pickford. I mean, he cost Everton in excess of about 25 million. I think Nick Pope, when he's fit, will be number one. I do like Nick Pope. I think he's a fantastic keeper. He had a great season last season, and I think he would have been in the team if he hadn't picked up that horrible shoulder injury against Aberdeen at the start of the season. It's little things like that maybe have cost Burnley a little bit, as Salah chases a back ball as Leno kicks away. Well, it's going to be a long old night for Unai Emery and his team. It's going to be a long old trip for those Arsenal fans who have paid through the nose to travel up the M1 and M6 up to Merseyside today. And for what they've seen, they saw a goal from Maitland-Niles, and they've seen nothing really else as an attacking force, although they might see something from Welby as he tries to get hold of Lacazette's through ball, but it goes behind him. And in the end, Liverpool just having a little bit, one or two hesitant moments in defence. Virgil van Dijk trying to rally the troops. It's out for a throw-in, level almost with the penalty area. Three goals for Firmino, one each for Salah and Mane is the difference between the two sides at the moment. 4-goal lead Liverpool have. They lead Arsenal by 5-1 as we approach the end of the game, and the JB man in the match, I can confirm, is Roberto Firmino. We don't need to go to a vote. I think it would have been an open and shut vote anyway, so no point really in having the vote at that point. Arsenal feel that they should have had a corner there towards the end. The linesman felt it was kept in, but Arsenal have been poor. There's no doubt about that. Here's a chance now for Liverpool as Lallana takes possession, just wiggles away from his man Grandazuzzi, and he plays a lovely ball towards the right hand side, and Alexander-Arnold edge in the area, pull back, a chance here, and it's just wide from Jordan Henderson with his right foot, wide of the target. It would have been a wonderful way to finish the game for Liverpool with a picture book goal, and it would have been a picture book goal. Laid into the path of Henderson, he tried to bend it in with the side of his right foot. It just went a foot or two wide of the post and into the cop end behind for a goal kick. But we're now inside the last 70 seconds and of normal time, and it was one really before the break with the fourth goal, the penalty. They've had two penalties, Liverpool, both rightly given. I don't think Arsenal can have any complaints, and I have to say Michael Oliver has refereed the game absolutely first class today. He's had a good match. Here's a Welby now, played into the penalty area, and it's going to go straight to Alisson. We're inside the final minute of the game here, and Arsenal will surely want as little time added on as possible, because I'm sure they just want to get off that pitch, get into the sanctuary of the dressing room, and get on the coach back to London, because it's been a It's been a horrible chasing in afternoon for them, but Liverpool have played some really good stuff from the first win. Since they fell behind, they were a wounded animal after that. Arsenal probably did the worst thing and score first. Woke Liverpool up, and they were wounded animals from there on in, and then came back with 5 unanswered goals. And it's been, and as soon as the 4th one went in, no one, there was any doubt. 3 added minutes at the end of a chasing in afternoon for Arsenal, and they deserve to get beat. They've been poor, really. So we're into the first of those 3 minutes then. Arsenal have possession with Guendouzi. Guendouzi goes towards halfway. The Afro-Dared midfielder plays the ball out towards the far side, and here's a Welby. Can he keep the ball in play? Just did. No, he didn't. I didn't honestly think the ball crossed the line, but referee Oliver felt it did. For Liverpool. 30 seconds of the 3 minutes played. Time made it on. And tomorrow it's Burnley against West Ham. 2 o'clock start for us on the JB Clark YouTube channel. Our final live match of 2018. And what a game that promises to be, with updates with Manchester City and the other early kickoffs. Manchester United play Bournemouth at 4:30, and Salah is onside here for Liverpool. Salah into the penalty area, a little bit isolated, had to go for the right hand near post, and the end Nano lost it, and before he could get back, he did a really good save. Before he could grab hold of it a second at a time, the ball had gone out of play. Thank you, Benji, thank you as ever for your nice kind thing, and of course hopefully we'll get the comment section back on, and we'll be wishing each other a happy new year. Can we afford a Welby from Arsenal? Well, it depends who we can afford. We just need a pacey striker. I think we need a centre back. I think we need a right back. Well, we could on loan. It depends what Sean Dyche does. We've got this director of football in. We'll just have to see. Anyway, we're now played the 2 almost of the 3 minutes, and Arsenal just want to get off the field right now. They feel like great crashes at a Liverpool party right now, and it's and it really does seem that way. Alisson has possession. We're inside the final minute. Arsenal will just want to get off that pitch and just get on the coach. And the Arsenal fans, I think, are now leaving in their droves. I'll tell you what, Arsenal fan will be in meltdown tonight. Meltdown. And here come Liverpool trying to finish with a flourish towards the edge of the area. Real chance here now. The ball knocked back in there towards the penalty area. Lallana was waiting on the 6-yard line. The ball's gone surely into touch. No, it hasn't. Yes, it has. It's a corner. And Jurgen Klopp now, with 20 seconds of the stoppage time to go, is applauding everybody who's a Liverpool fan. The Klopp is in raptures. The Klopp is screaming. The Klopp is jumping. I don't think I've heard that noise like this for years and years and years, probably since the late 80s. 5 seconds of stoppage time to go. And here come Liverpool now, and we played the 3 minutes, and there will be no more. Arsenal and Unai Emery straight down the tunnel, but Jurgen Klopp will be the toast of Liverpool tonight. They go 9 points ahead of everybody else at the top of the Premier League tonight. Arsenal will drop to 5th place with 38 points. Liverpool now 9 points ahead of Spurs in 2nd place. Manchester City on 44 points in 3rd. Have a game in hand. They play tomorrow. So too do Chelsea. But at the moment, Liverpool are in pole position after 20 games. 20 games from the start of the season. Unbeaten. And who knows, another 18 games time, they could be league champions come what may. What a performance. Maitland-Niles put Arsenal ahead. It looked as if it was going to be a different turn after Maitland-Niles had scored. But then back came Roberto Firmino a couple of minutes later with 2 quick fire goals to put Liverpool 2-1 up. And then they made it 3 as Salah laid in the ball back across the from the left-hand side across the face of the 6-yard box. In came Mane to tap home to make it 3-1. Then a penalty given away clumsily by Socrates after Salah cutting from the right-hand side as Kenny Dalglish, Liverpool legend and manager, former manager, pulls them off. Penalty definitely given, and then bang, Mo Salah made it 4-1 on the break, just before the break, and then in the second half a penalty given against Konasiak for a clear push on Lovren, and Firmino took the ball and hit the ball into the right hand corner of the net from the penalty spot with his right foot, completing his hat-trick, and Liverpool knew they were there from that moment on. But they are absolutely buzzing. Jurgen Klopp, a big beaming smile on his face. As for Arsenal and their supporters, well, I can tell you that Arsenal Fan TV will be in meltdown after this performance. Meltdown! What a performance! Arsenal Fan TV is going to make interesting viewing. I'm going to be going off in a moment to listen to the annoyance of the Arsenal fans. Arsenal were, well, if they're going to be top 4 material, Arsenal, they're going to have to play an awful lot better than what they did today. They just didn't show it in the biggest of games. Well, there's a thing inside that tunnel, Walk of Champions at the moment. They are walking towards the champions at the moment. Remember, tomorrow Man City have got to go to Southampton, who have just picked up form, although they did lose in midweek, so that will be a game that we'll concentrate on. Palace and Chelsea's the early kick-off, but our main game will be at Turf Moor tomorrow for the big game between Burnley and West Ham. West Ham winning well against Southampton. Burnley on the back of a really sorry display against Everton in Boxing Day. But it's finished here at Anfield. Liverpool 5, Arsenal 1. And who's to say now that Liverpool can't win the league? Surely at this point they can. January the 3rd, our next massive Premier League game. It comes from the Etihad Stadium, Manchester City, Liverpool, and that will tell us how far Liverpool will come as a champions elect. But it's been a marvellous display here at Anfield. It's been a marvellous day. I hope you very much enjoyed our commentary this afternoon. Let's just run through the other score lines as well. So let's just see. Brighton beat Everton by 1-0. Fulham beat Huddersfield by 1-0. Away win for Cardiff. They beat Leicester by 1-0. And the result of the day, taking the Liverpool score out of the equation, was Tottenham 1, Wolves 3. That damages really Tottenham's bid to be league champions. And today we saw a masterclass in attacking play by Liverpool. They went 1-0 down. Watford and Newcastle finished 1-1 incidentally. But what we saw today was Liverpool playing like true champions. Arsenal looking absolute shambles at the side, and were soundly beaten by 5-1. A hat-trick for Firmino, 1 each for Mane and Salah. 5-star Liverpool performance. Maitland-Niles were the only bright spot for Arsenal, and a torrid afternoon for them. What a performance. That's it from me. Have a fantastic Saturday evening, whatever you're up to. Match of the day, 10:30 on BBC One. But until then, from me, JB here, and witnessed a fantastic 5-star Liverpool display against Arsenal. It's goodbye, and I'll see you at the Turf tomorrow. But Burnley against West Ham in a real 6-pointer at the Turf. But the result of the day is surely but 2 results of the day. Firstly to Wolves after their fantastic win at Tottenham, and Liverpool now 9 points ahead of their rivals at the top of the Premier League table. Over to Manchester City tomorrow. From me, JB, take care, and I'll see you tomorrow. Good night.